Oh, they do? Well, then I'll shut up. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
All
glad
right.
to be here.
Here we go. Morning, everybody. We're honored to have head coach Mark Campbell from TCU here to answer questions this morning. Couple of quick notes. Please make sure your phones are silenced and no flash photography, if you please. We'll start right here up front, and then we'll go right behind, and we'll come here.
Stephen Johnson, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Mark, I remember after that last year's season's game, you said this was a learning experience. So obviously the result doesn't matter, but how did that game and even the Texas game maybe shape how you guys built the roster this offseason?
Yeah, good question. As we hit the portal, we did try to add some size to all the different positions, and that was intentional. We got the opportunity to play South Carolina at Dickey's in the preseason a year ago in our non-conference, and then playing Texas in the Elite Eight. One thing that I thought we had to do to try and close that gap, one of the areas was size. And so I think we did a great job going out and building a roster where we are a little bigger and stronger this year.
Question, second row.
Eden Lassie, Hoops HQ. There's been so much talk, obviously, about Olivia for you guys and then Raven for South Carolina. I know you're looking at it from a coach's perspective, but for fans, why do you think this matchup is so exciting?
Oh, they're two of the best point guards in college basketball. I think they're two of the top 5 point guards in college basketball. They're both old veterans that have been doing this at an elite level. They go about their games and they go about impacting winning differently, but they're both incredible at what they do. And so I've been able to watch Raven since high school, way back in the day when I was at Oregon. Recruited her hard, obviously didn't land her. But she's just a winner. It's what she's done her whole career. And she had a tremendous game last night. But what a great matchup at the point guard position between those two players.
Question right up here.
Melissa Treebwasser, Frogs Insider. Coach, I don't know if you had a chance to see what Gino Ariema said yesterday about the setup and how much of a grind the schedule is with the two regionals. You guys obviously played a late game on Sunday night. You had to travel to the West Coast today. Can you talk just about what your experience has been on the schedule?
Hey, Gino's done this so long at such an elite level, and he's done so long. He's got to see the different formats in play, whether it's 2 sites, 4 sites. And so his lens that he sees things from and his experiences he's had is so unique. I mean, I've had last year's run and this year's run to pull from, so I don't have the same lens that he has. I'm just happy to be here, that we're still playing. And I know there's obviously all sorts of areas to fine-tune and ways to improve. What I love about women's basketball is we're always pushing the envelope to try to figure out how to improve our game. And our game's been a rocket ship, and I think everybody's trying to figure out how to capitalize best on it. So, again, Gino's perspective has so much wisdom and experience that I think everybody needs to really listen and pay attention when he talks.
Question over here on the left.
Hey, Mark. Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. You mentioned this yesterday, what Jenny said about when you're playing South Carolina, you're not just playing South Carolina, you're playing the history of South Carolina. Is that something that you get into with your team? Do you just talk about it among the coaching staff? Like, how do you approach that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Their history is incredible, and what Dawn's built and the players that they have had and currently have. We get 48 hours. Jenny had the whole week that first game. This one is such a quick turnaround. We get one film session today and a walkthrough, and then we get one more walkthrough tomorrow. So on the second game, it's such a quick turnaround that you just got to be the best version of your team. You want your team to be incredibly confident, and then you got to go play. And so I think there's a huge difference in preparation of game 1 versus preparation of game 2. and how you approach it. And it is a very short window to turn around and play. And so we're just focused on this year's team, the scout and the personnel that they have, how we're going to try to attack what they do defensively, and then lace them up and go compete.
Question down here, front center.
Morning, Coach. Doug Feinberg, the AP. You've obviously had a lot of success in the portal the last couple of years. Are you in favor that it move to after the tournament's over to make life a little easier for coaches like yourself who are still actively coaching right now?
Yeah, great. That's a great question. I don't think there is like a perfect time. I think there's pluses and minuses of each window. And the portal is just a tricky deal. So, again, the longer you delay it, it makes players have to wait. If you started early, coaches are trying to juggle March Madness and postseason basketball with the portal open. And so, again, there is no perfect timing. There's pluses and minuses to both, and then you just got to make the best of it. So that's how I would approach it. Yeah, I don't think I don't have a suggestion on a window that I think works for everyone.
Question here.
Good morning, Coach. Matthew Walter from the 9 Sports. I asked Olivia last night about her ability to read ball screens, and I'm curious from your perspective how much you feel like she's grown in that area from when she started with you to now, and just her ability to manipulate defense coming off that screen and seeing things that she sees that, I mean, I don't know how she sees them, but she makes the pass go where it needs to go.
Yeah, I loved her answer. She makes it sound like it's so simple. The ball screen is why, when we were able to land her, I was just so excited because it's a gift. You can't teach someone what she sees in the way she processes and how quickly she's able to do it. I really mean this. Male or female, there's like half a dozen people in the world that have her vision, that can process it that quickly, that can throw a one-handed bounce pass to the opposite corner off the dribble on a laser and then do it with their left hand. And it's truly incredible. And so I think the area, so I've had nothing to do with helping her with those reads. What we've done really well is put players like her and Haley in space. That puts a lot of pressure on the weak side defenders to figure out where the help is going to come from. Are they going to help on the roller? Are they going to double up on Liv? Are they tagging from the corner? And so our spacing just allows Olivia to be able to see all those different reads. And then it doesn't matter where it comes from, she sees it. Sabrina was so similar that way. So it's been a treat to be able to put her in different positions and figure out how to use her that way. I think the area we've helped her with is she gets out of bed and sees everything. I think we've helped her with her confidence in scoring and the ability to be the pinnacle obviously was Olivia taking 23s on the road at Baylor. That was the moment that you knew she had broken through on believing in herself as a scorer and believing herself as a shooter. To be able to take that and do it without flinching, I mean, she felt confident and comfortable enough to do that. So I think that's the area we've really been able to help her grow this year. And so it's at the point, Olivia could score 30 on any given night. Olivia can have 15 assists on any given night. And now it's up to her to process what the defense is trying to take away. Does that answer that?
Third row.
Jack Church for Hoop Stats. What do you need from Clara tomorrow, and how does she represent using size to close the gap between a team when you talk about roster construction between a team like you and South Carolina?
Oh, every area. There's 3 areas. I mean, rebounding against South Carolina, you have to be able to battle them on the boards. If they punk you and can get offensive rebounds and shoot layups, you have no shot. And so one of the huge areas is being great on the glass. Second, defensively, their post players are some of the best posts in college basketball. And to be able to defend and hold your own against them so you don't have to double. Hopefully we can play them straight up. And then on the other end, we're pick and roll based, and she's 6'7" and mobile and is able to we got it going in the second half, but being able to finish around the rim. And she did a great job keeping some plays alive and getting us extra possessions yesterday. But Kennedy Basham is going to have a huge role against these guys. We're going to need both Silva and Basham in order to compete and hold our own inside against them.
Question center.
Hi, Mark. Kendra Andrews, ESPN. You just were kind of talking about the dominant post players that South Carolina has, and for years and years, they've had that go-to post player. And I know you said you don't compare, you're competing against this iteration of the Gamecocks, but they do run things a little bit differently this year than in years past. Just what makes them so lethal from the inside to the outside as well?
Yeah, you answered your own question. Yes. It's why they're who they are. They have tremendous post players. Joyce as a forward can punish you inside and is great out playing iso ball at 15, 17 feet. And then there are three guards. That guard trio is as good as anybody in college basketball. They're all old veterans. There's not a lot of weaknesses when you look at their group and their team. And so, yes, it's a different version of what you're used to with them. Man, coach has done just a tremendous job of blending it all together, and they share the basketball, and they have 5 players on any given night that can really, really hurt you. We got our hands full defensively of guarding them and slowing them down, and it was amazing to get to see them in person, this year's team live against Oklahoma. But that was an impressive performance last night.
LCL.
Hey, Coach. Kevin John, ABC 10, Sacramento. I know you've been asked this a lot over the last few days, but I just want to reference something. 5 years ago, you land in this city, take over a struggling Hornets program, get them to the tournament. Now you're getting ready to take your team to the Elite Eight with the potential of punching your ticket to the Final Four. When I spoke to you on Friday, you had said the last 4 or 5 years have just been a blur with the trajectory of your career and everything that's, everything that you have accomplished. Have you had a chance throughout this whole run, getting ready for the Elite Eight, have you had a chance to at least just reflect or acknowledge where you're at, what you're doing with this team, the historic and just incredible run, and how remarkable it has been? And if so, have you at least had a chance to somewhat appreciate it, or is you just head down and working hard?
Yeah, great question. You guys, I think it's a blur because of the modern day college athletics. Well, we've really had 5 years and 5 new teams every single year because of the portal, and because you inherited programs at Sac State and TCU that were monster rebuilding projects. It was rebuild the team through the portal, and then do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. So it's been 5 years of rebuilding teams 1 year at a time. And so that's where it's just a nonstop 12 months. You just got to keep your foot on the gas. This getting to come to Sacramento, it has allowed me to reflect and enjoy how far we've come. From getting to have practices at the Nest and all the memories that have come back with that, getting to see all the faces here at Sac State. Literally, and I don't make this up, during the starting lineup, in the whole arena, on the court, there's like a 2 foot by 2 foot Sac State logo that's on each corner. That's it. And during the starting lineup, I literally just happened to look down, and I was standing on the Sac State logo. And so it's little moments like that you're like, holy cow, we've come a long ways in a really short amount of time. So this week, I would say, of the 5 years has been the time that I've been able to reflect back the most. So it's been, you guys, this week has been so special for me personally. I'm very thankful for all of it and the time here. So, yeah, great question.
We got one final question here.
Hi, good morning. Sydney Henderson, USA Today Sports. You said, excuse me, one of your biggest takeaways from last year's Elite Eight run was learning to immediately turn the page after the win. What are the conversations like with your team, helping them reset and refocus after an emotional win, especially for veterans like Olivia Miles and Marta, who are reaching the Elite Eight for the first time in their careers?
Yeah, great question. So it's so fun because those are old veterans that have accomplished so much in college basketball, yet they had never been to Elite Eight. And so to see the joy, the excitement, they're hungry for the next step. And so we had a great team meeting last night, dove into the film session. But you got all these old veterans that are experiencing some things for the first time. And so they're locked in. And then just last year's experience till now, how quickly you got to turn the page in the prep. And I am so much wiser than a year ago in understanding how to take on or attempt to take on some of these blue bloods that have been here. And this is what they do every single year. And so just I think our preparation, I feel much better with it. Getting our players' mindsets right, what we're up against, how to attack it, and not just me, but our coaching staff. And so I do believe that will help in our preparation. Again, it's a tall task playing these guys. They're a 1 seed for a reason. They earned that thing. But it's great. The more you're in this, I think the more prepared everyone is in our village. Yeah, I'm thankful for last year's experience, and it's going to put us in a better position tomorrow.
Coach, thank you very much for your time, and wish you the very best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Stingers up. Go Frogs.
Yep, just a quick FYI, we're still going to have the student athletes here. They are with ESPN at this time and will be joining us shortly. We apologize for the delay, but they should be here within the next couple of minutes. make an announcement that the students are here? Somebody needs to make an announcement that we have the student interviews because. Now I am. Can you hear me? Yes. Perfect. Yep. Come on up. Hello, hello. Bom dia. Where's Olivia? Where's she going? Oh, she's got to grab something. Great, thanks. How are you? Alrighty. Thank you for your patience. For those that are new to the room, please silence cell phones and no flash photography. We're going to go ahead and open it up to questions on the dais. Olivia Miles, Marta Suarez, and Clara Silva. So let's go ahead and go with the questions. Back corner, please. Starting.
Good morning, Sydney Henderson, USA Today. There was a moment in the game yesterday where you, Olivia, were fouled hard. It ended up being upgraded to a flagrant one, and Marta came over and gave you a hug.
Now just try to pull you away.
What was said in that moment, and Marta, how are you able to give Olivia what she needs in that moment?
Do you remember what I said? Something about like they have to guard you like that because what did you say? Like, don't worry, I'll hit her back.
Yeah, she got my back. Crazy
But
girl.
then walking to the timeout, I was like, they fouling you like that because they can't guard you. And then she got all pumped up, and
It worked.
that worked great.
Yeah. She calmed me down though.
Question here, and then we'll go back to you.
Matthew Walter from the 9 Sports. It's two-part. Marta can answer the first part, and then Olivia the other way. Marta, just you play with a lot of basketball. Have you played with someone like Olivia that just does all these things that she does, and how do you feel like your relationship has grown? And then Olivia, what has this relationship in this year been like with Marta, and just sort of your guys' connection together?
I mean, you asked if I have ever played with anybody like her. Have you ever seen anybody like her? She is a very special player. I always say the same thing. I say, if you don't know basketball and want to watch great highlights, watch Olivia Miles. And if you know about basketball and want to watch great reads, watch Olivia Miles. I think it's a different talent. The way that she's able to read the court and create windows and get those passes, but at the same time she's so dangerous scoring the ball. She's just different, and she knows that, and I don't really even think she understands how good she really is. But it's just great for everybody else on the court with her, with her vision, with her IQ. It just gets everybody open. It gets me great touches. It opens the paint for me. So as a player myself, it's just a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Oh, sorry.
Please. Sorry.
No, my relationship with Marta is special, and I don't think I can put it into words because you guys won't even understand the bond that we share and the adversity we faced together and things we've been through. And I'm just so grateful and so happy that I've got to experience basketball, not just with her as a player, because we all know she's an amazing player, but just her leadership and her ability to ignite a room. She set my heart on fire. I know I said that the other day, and she's enabled me to go out there and play the best version of me. And when I'm messing up, she's right there. When I'm doing well, she's right there. So threading up and down, she has my back. And then ultimately, she's just a killer on the court and just so fun to be out there with and to pass the ball to. So.
Third row. Yep.
Jack Churcher, who says, Clara, just what's the challenge of dealing with South Carolina's size throughout the game, and what's been the emphasis? I know it's a one-day scout and limited time, but what's been the emphasis for you just going into the game?
I think obviously that they're very physical, we just have to be ready for anything, knowing that every possession matters. We have to give our best, give everything we have, because we have 40 minutes to keep our season going.
Second row, and then we'll come to the front.
Olivia, your coach was in here saying, you wake up seeing everything. We don't need to work on that. He said over the last season, though, he likes to think that he helps encourage you with your scoring and just being a little bit more aggressive and hunting those shots. How do you feel that your scoring has evolved since arriving at TCU?
Yeah, I feel like I've blossomed as a scorer, and it's a credit to my teammates and the way they're able to space the floor, and also to my bigs who get me open on screens. They truly have allowed me to get so many reps in that I understand every type of coverage, any type of defense that's on me, and it's allowed me to read different situations and be aggressive and score. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Coach MC puts the ball in my hands to score, and my career average is up like 4 or 5 points because I've been able to make those reads, and my teammates have gotten me open, and I've just changed my mindset to be more aggressive to the basket instead of just one-dimensional as a passer.
Question on the first row.
Stephen Johnson, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Question for you, Olivia. I was talking to Dawn earlier today, and I asked her what the biggest difference was between this year's TCU and last year, and she immediately said your name and praised your ability to get your teammates involved. I know you're trying to beat her tomorrow, but what does it mean to you to get that type of praise from a former point guard and one of the greatest coaches that's ever been in this game?
Yeah, that's awesome. Dawn Staley is such an icon, and she was watching the game. Us play Virginia, obviously that's her alma mater. So just an incredible point guard. High praises, obviously. I'm excited to compete against her, but I've always had the utmost respect for her. I love any sort of point guard who's touched the game in a positive way, and seeing what she's done as a player and as a coach, USA basketball, you name it, she's just incredible. So I'm just excited to finally meet her tomorrow and play against her team.
Question over to the right.
Good morning. My name is Bill Roden. I'm an ESPN Landscape. I have a question for you, Olivia. It seems like it's kind of a transfer question, but you've never taken your eye off the ball in terms of your degrees. I think you've got a couple degrees, undergraduate degree and a graduate degree from Notre Dame, then you transferred. Yeah. What advice, I know a lot of kids are transferring 2-3 times, and I'm wondering, I know it's a little above your pay grade, but in terms of moving around, but not, moving around so much that you lose track of your credits. How would your advice, and how did you do it? How did you stay focused?
Yeah, I think for me, I had my priorities very in line just because my parents were just very strict, so I had to stay and get my degree. But I would say any advice that I have, I'm all in favor of people transferring and leaving if it's the right situation for them. Nowadays with NIL, before NIL, obviously, it was smarter for women to stay 4 years, get their degree, and have something as a basis because we obviously weren't making as much money as the men did. So having that degree is very important. But I think now that the priorities have shifted and NIL is helping a lot of women get on the front end of being financially set, I'm all in favor for people leaving and seeking out situations for the right reasons, obviously, but for reasons that benefit you and for reasons that make sense. Now about 3, 4, 5, 6 times, I don't know, it gets a little chalky at that point, but like I said, I'm all for being in the right situation for you and ultimately finishing your degree wherever you want to finish your degree. But, I'm in favor of getting a degree at least, for sure.
Question in the back corner.
So quick turnaround for tomorrow's game. How do you strike a balance of celebrating this milestone of reaching the Elite Eight for the first time with also staying locked in for the game?
Well, I think we're all very grateful and present, or we were in the game, and I think I think you both are compatible. It's not to celebrate that the win, but just be here and be grateful that you're here and the journey that we have, and that we have another game together and we have a day to get ready together. That's where the celebration is, and just being present and enjoying each other's company. But I think we were all pretty as soon as the game was over, we know what's coming and we know what we want, and what we want is not to beat Virginia in the Sweet 16, So our minds are ready. I think they're both compatible, but it comes down to being present and being the best version of ourselves.
Anyone else want to also answer that? Okay, any other questions? Seeing no other questions, thank you, Olivia, Marta.
Thank you.
Clara, yeah?